Hey everyone, you're back watching Let's Play with Fire. I'm Fire Princess and let's go ahead and get started. So these are the Redwoods. They actually have the largest hovel, the largest peasant hovel out of all of the peasants. I mostly gave them the largest hovel because of their family size. They do have a lot of kids and a lot of people, so I kind of needed a bigger room than what the kind of one house size, which would be more like this size here on the left, so they needed a bit bigger of a house. So I figured with the amount of people, we'll just give them double the amount of what a normal peasant would have, just so that they have enough room. The peasants are allowed a register and just a little spot to sell things. And then they have a little well here. Okay, so we're gonna do a tour through their house here. You can see there's some mats on the ground. They have just some decorative stuff over here. This is an apple tree, so they do have a way to get some produce at least. They have a spot to plant some more, just to plant some more things if they want. And we'll go over here, just a spot to sit down. There's a grill out here. This is their little mining area, which is what they're going to get their income from. And then this is the main part of the house, so there's just a toy here. Just some various little sitting areas. And here's the upstairs. We have a potty for Helois. We have the bank that they'll be using to store extra funds. And then the kitchen area is actually upstairs for the main part of the house, right next to the bedroom. And another bath as well. So a pretty decent sized house for a peasant family. Okay, so let's start with introductions. We can start with Tibby over here. You've seen a little bit of her from the Brockus brothers when she went to go visit. Let's just do a little close-up here. Hi, Tibby. So, Tibby here is a romance sim with a pleasure secondary. She is actually the midwife for the town. So, anytime anyone has a baby, she's the one that's going to be there helping. Her job when that occurs is just to make the parents as comfortable as possible, the mom as comfortable as possible, and they pay her in whatever way they can. So if it's other peasants, they can trade her, say, fish or tree branches or whatever, just whatever they're able to pay her, she will take. But she has to be there for any births, so she's the midwife. Personality wise, so she's pretty sloppy actually, but she's very outgoing, lazy, kind of in the middle, more playful, I think, and nice. Her traits, which I rolled for off screen: she's lucky, she's unstable, evil, brooding, and insane. So she rolled some very interesting traits, I think, especially with her being the midwife. So she's not necessarily the type of midwife that you would want to have when you're having a baby. But I think her being lucky has kept her in her midwifery position for as long as she has. Next up we have, this is Bryce Redwood. Let me see if I can get a closer look at him here. So there's Bryce, he's the dad of the family. Oh, and as you can see, I've done some rolling with ages, just so everyone's not the same age. Sorry, this is such an awkward, it's because I'm up high. So Bryce here, he is a a popularity, excuse me. Popularity with a romance secondary. And he has 11 days left until he becomes an elder. He is the head of household, so he's the head miner. He is neurotic, handy, a great kisser, a perfectionist, and a born salesperson. So he will be good at selling the ore. His personality, he's more neat, he's kind of shy, very active, which is good for his career, serious and grouchy. Next up we have Isabel Redwood. We'll jump to her real fast. She's holding Helois here. So here we have Isabel. She is married to Bryce. She is a fortune sim, and she has a knowledge secondary. With her, she is active, sloppy, shy, more playful, and a little grouchy. So both parents are a little bit grouchy, but I feel like you definitely have to be raising this mini kids. So I actually think I'm gonna roll, I forgot to roll their skills, so I'm gonna do that real fast. I'll be right back. So I randomized the skills of the adults just because I feel like the adults would have some sort of skills by now. So Tibby she's got a decent amount of cooking, mechanical, body, creativity and cleaning. Bryce has a lot of mechanical, which is good because he's handy. Charisma, body, creativity, and cleaning. So he's got quite the assortment there. And then back to Isabel. So Isabel actually doesn't have a lot of cooking, surprisingly. She's got a lot more mechanical, body, logic, and creativity. I do like that they all randomized some high body points because I think that'll help them with their mining, and it makes sense with them being a mining family to have a lot of body points. Let's go to her traits. So she is a light sleeper, which makes sense with how many kids she has. She's a slob, which makes sense because she's sloppy. She's a hopeless romantic, might explain all the kids. She's brooding and she's grumpy. Grumpy again makes sense because she's grouchy as well. So she actually rolled a lot of good similar things to her personality. So I'm happy about that. Their eldest son is Folk. So Folk will age up in 6 days, so we won't see in his birthday anyway. He is the heir to this business, so he will be staying here with them to continue on the mining traditions. He is a popularity sim and a family secondary. He's more sloppy, pretty outgoing, lazy, serious, and very nice. His traits are he's a light sleeper, he's unlucky, but he is eccentric and a genius. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses that to help the mining business. Gerard is the second son. He is talking to Joseph Amory here, one of the military men. Can't really get a good image there. I guess that's as close as we'll get. So he's a pleasure sim. He's got a secondary popularity. So Gerard is sloppy, shy, active, playful, and grouchy. His activeness will be good for helping out with the mining. He's a hopeless romantic. He got that from his mom. He's never nude. He is a gatherer. So he, as a second son, doesn't have to continue with the mining if he doesn't want to. He can choose from any of the careers that are related or that are available to his station. So in the settlement, he can do, he could be an athlete. And for these, it's only job levels 1 through 3 that he'd be able to do as a peasant. So he could be an athlete, an artist, he could go into service or cleaning, or he could do culinary, or he could become a fisherman, a poulterer, a swineherd, a forager, a miner, or a woodcutter. So since we already have a fisher, miner, woodcutter, and you'll see we have some foragers as well, I would like to spread his job out to something a little different. I'll probably randomize what he will end up doing unless we discover something that we think would make sense with his personality as we play him. And then he's a great kisser, since I forgot to mention that. Next up is Jeanette. Jeanette is here. She's very pretty, I think. She's family with a knowledge secondary. Her traits are she's a light sleeper, she's absent-minded, she's mean-spirited, but she is a schmoozer. So that'll be interesting. She's sloppy, shy, active, playful, and grouchy. This is gonna be an interesting family. They're all grouchy. I'm curious to see if that's gonna affect some relationships here. And our youngest is Helois here, Helois Redwood. She is neat, shy, kind of lazy, playful, and grouchy. So we'll be teaching her to walk first because she's more active than she is talkative or like outgoing. So that's kind of how I choose toddler skills with what I choose to help them with first. And then her traits, she only gets 2 because she's a little toddler right now, but we will see her birthday this round. Anyway, she's grumpy, of course, and a loner. So she's gonna be a hard one to find someone to be with, I think, because loner Sims tend to not leave their lots. And we probably won't see her as walk-bys or on community lots or anything because she's a loner, and that's part of that loner trait. That might be hard to find someone, although she is female and in this medieval society, she probably is going to have her significant other chosen for her. Anyway, so that's the Redwood family. We're gonna go ahead and play through the fall season. It's day 1 of fall, which is a holiday. So we'll probably have them relax, just kind of get to know the family, see what they do on their own for the most part, try and see if we can find some hobbies, that kind of thing. Oh, and because they have a well, they can actually fetch a lot more buckets. As you saw with the Brockus family, they could only fetch 1 bucket at a time with the way they had their barrel. This family, since they're bigger, I thought it more appropriate that they have a well. Oh, she didn't want to gossip with them. Poor folk. Let's see, we'll start with a joke. Jark's making friends with Joseph Amory over there. Oh, he's denied for the hug. They're just learning to walk right here. I just love the toddlers. I'm having Tibby learn charisma because she was interested in learning it. She's about to pee or something. Okay. Hold up. Hold up there, Isabel. You need to help. You need to help Helois out. So we're gonna go up here. You'll notice the toddler toilet is just a little pot there. So I kind of love it. So this is good since Bryce wants to be best friends with Jeanette. So this will be good. Oh, let's see who our welcome wagon is.
One clan.
Oh good, it's our next door neighbors, so it's the Darklands. So the Darklands, let me just double check. They are foragers. So I'm glad they're coming by to say hi. Let's come say hi. You gotta have a good relationship with the Darklands here. They're your next door neighbors. Alan is a healer, so he'll be a good one to know. Bryce is making some coffee. Talking about woohoo over here. Oh my gosh. You get right down to it, don't you, Allison? She's like, hi, we just met, but what's your woohoo life like? Oh good, we found Folk's one true hobby, it's cuisine. Man, Bryce is a good host. He went and made coffee for everyone. He's like, alright, let's greet the neighbors, I'll make some coffee. Talking about love. Which, the Darklings do have a daughter, so interesting. Talking about love with the heir of this family. It could lead somewhere, we'll see. Let me see what veg out is. I think that's one of the traits.
Ma! Melato!
That is so funny. Talking about the importance of meeting your neighbors. Gerard's like, well, what if we kiss them? Meanwhile, Jeanette's just playing in the tub. Look how pretty the mine looks at night. Ooh. Holy cow. Cups galore. Well, Gerard, you're part of the problem. You're downing coffee. Clean it up if you want. Oh boy, she might be starting a fire. She left the salmon in there. Oh god. Oh, she is lucky that did not catch fire. Oh my god. So I'm just gonna have folk here mine. We'll say iron. We'll have him do iron. I might have to fix what it looks like here. Oh good. So I was thinking I have blocks that will stop them going through the middle of this because these giant rocks only are one tile technically. So it can look weird if the sim comes at it at a certain angle. So there's these special like blocking blocks so it stops your sim from going a certain way. Stop drinking the coffee! I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep this. We'll see. He sure likes to talk about babies. Since they've been drinking coffee a whole bunch, I think I'm gonna, in order to make them tired, I'm gonna have them do some mining. I wasn't gonna have them do mining today, but they keep drinking coffee, as you can see. Exhibit A with Jeanette, excuse you. Don't you all sleep like that? They're so sweet. Oh my gosh, Bryce is awake and he's drinking coffee. What? Bryce. Well, he's up early to work in the mines, because that's what you're about to do. He made her cry. He was playing peekaboo and he made her cry. She hates it. Oh my gosh, he's mining in his underwear. So today I'm probably going to have them do a lot of mining to get their inventory really bulked up for opening the business. I do want to try and find out some more of their one true hobbies too. For this family, the only type of ore that they have available from these, just for my own personal limitation for them, is coal and iron. I'll make probably a community lot in the future that has a lot different types of ones that can be mined, like maybe the more rare ones like diamonds and stuff can be found in a special community lot. I just don't want that to be something that anyone can just go out and mine for.
Oh, vanquish!
Poor Tippy. Gossiping about the neighbors, about the healer there. She's like, let me hug you.
Chkovala nupu
So I'm having them chat because Bryce wants to be best friends with her. He wants to be best friends with all his kids, but... Bryce needs to come and get more inventory before he gets more coffee. Like Gerard over there in the background. Oh my god. Yeah, earned her walking. So Isabel wants to earn $100, but I'm not sure if it'll count for her earning the $100 if Bryce is the owner of the business, which he is. So that... I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that wish actually for her. We'll see. Oh, I do want to set up the little buckets here, so let's get... So in this family, I'm not going to let them sell their water buckets. They have a well, so it'd be really cheaty, I think, to let them sell that. Plus, it's not exactly hard for them to get the ore, so I don't want to use the water buckets as a means for money for them. So let's get our iron set up here. We're gonna just do the 4 and 4. There we go, so we have coal and iron. Let's mark it for sale. So they only get 25 bucks each for the iron and the coal, so it's not like a huge simoleon amount to bring in, but it's better than nothing. Oh, it's Emmeline Darkland. She is the, she's the warden at the almshouse. Man, you have some chemistry with her. I don't think the customers like that I'm not talking to them. I kind of forgot I opened the store.
Gotcha. Mano. Korba.
Pegasa.
Gorge. Damaru. La bonga.
Zoglafige.
Kaba. Norpsig.
Biklagafige. Zorkam la kofoshu.
Jose.
La kobaya.
Ticha.
La kod.
Najo.
So we're still trying to figure out Tibby's one true hobby. Let's try an art story. We'll see if that helps. Oh good, look at that, we found it. Art. Tibby really likes arts and crafts. Yay, first simoleon! Who was it? I think it was our, yeah, Mally Bradshaw. Woo! Oh, and look who's here actually. Adelaide, a very available female. Let's see. Folk might want to come talk to her. Gerard might want to. Why don't you try and greet her? Let's see if Bryce is having an easier time. He should. He's a born salesman. He should be having an easier time with the customers here. Brandy Laterno's looking cute.
Avwem, so what? Look, what is it?
Balusk.
Women?
Ah, he's still having issues.
La beige.
Alright. First day was kind of a bust. They did sell their first simoleon, but it was only 1 bucket of iron that they were able to sell, so hopefully they'll have better luck next time.
Chaluda.
Yay!
Ojitin. Daurampa. Fusitam. Fusikano. Ojiduni. Rudatan. Ujivati. Osikido. Ojuvatadikido.
And there she goes, look at her. She's rocking it. I think today, since she's a lot better off, Helois is toddler skill wise. I think Isabel's gonna help a lot more today on the cashier, because I want to see if that will help her earn her $100. So Tibby woke up this morning wanting to plant a seed, so I'm gonna have her plant some tomatoes. Since they have a little bit of money now. Yes, okay, so I just looked it up to double check before I told you guys. So only peasants with the minor occupation are allowed to freely dig for treasure. So they're still taxed on anything that they dig up, but at least they can start digging for treasure. And any other family can dig for treasure once per season, but I kind of like it where only minors are allowed to dig for treasure since that's kind of their thing. So I need to remember to have the Sims doing that today. Let's see how Bryce is doing over here with the customers. Oh my goodness, look who it is. Are you here to torture the Redwoods too? It's not enough that you torture the Brockus family? Alright, why don't you beg for money, hun? Man, she added some shakes too. What is she doing? Oh my gosh. She's dramatic. Her eyes are kind of insane right there. Quit. They're driving me insane with the coffee. Ooh, she actually has 2 chemistry with Randy. Not that I really want her to be with the townie, but maybe she'll get some practice with her first kiss. Once we have some community lots, I think we're gonna take Tibby out to go beg for money. She is really entertaining. She's gonna stop for now. I don't think she earned anything. Yeah. All that effort, nothing came of it. Dang, I am struggling.
If web,
Another rock. Keep trying, folk. Wow, 500 simoleons. I think digging up treasure is gonna be the way they make any money. Because right now they're struggling with their business. I really wish I could sell that coffee machine. It came with a lot, and I can't sell anything with peasant, well, with any of the families. Once it's bought, it can't be sold again. He's gonna try selling even though they just had a bad. Okay. How did that work? What? Man, Jeanette's the only one that knows how to work her magic. Alright, Helois is gonna have a birthday tomorrow. Woo! She has learned how to use the restroom, but she hasn't really had an interest in learning the nursery rhymes, so I haven't been teaching it to her. So we're gonna let Folk finish talking with Drake, Captain Drake, and we'll close the business. And another thing, they can dig they're the only family that can dig for treasure, but they can only dig during business hours, so only when the business is open can they actually take advantage of that. They're such a messy family, there's so many bowls around and stuff. I'm so used to the Brockus where Evet would go and clean everything. Anything and everything that was out, he would clean it up and it was taken care of. I didn't even have to think about it. Here, it's like, there's so many bowls, it's like, clean up your mess. It's bugging me. No. The next Next morning, I'm just kind of getting everyone's needs taken care of here.
Kosula saskiki rakaloko.
I'm gonna have Bryce open the business pretty much right away, just because he. I mean, they need it. They're at $100, and we only have 2 days left in the fall. I know they have. So I looked up the rules. So the Antiquities tax means that whatever they find when they dig up treasure is going to be taxed double for what, like tax double what their income tax is. So it's a pretty harsh tax. The only thing that isn't taxed when they dig it up are rocks and bones. Those are just tax-free. Those are for you type things. So I'm gonna sell the rocks and bones that they've dug up so far. Which actually gave them a decent amount. It gives them more than what their iron and coal gives them. Yeah, it's $20. $20 for those rocks. Let's see, the bone got us 55. So that's definitely going to be one way that they get enough money to pay the treasury. Because they are struggling. Holy cow. I guess iron and coal aren't very popular buys. Alright, let's have her dig for treasure, I guess, because the business is open. And then she can come get some cereal, and let's have her put away the leftovers so I don't waste their food. Oh my gosh.
Salut, Lozu.
Gavaloda. Nichuka. Shimla. Flatoka. Machotsapuvka.
Ugdado.
So I think he is still not dressed. Folk, you're gonna be taking over this business. You need to pay attention here. Come learn how to sell.
Reprove the job.
Oh, good. Jeanette likes nature. Yay. Okay, so I'm gonna have Jeanette take over the garden that they have, the tree and the 2 tomatoes in back, since she likes nature.
Zork skum sholakapusikal. Lokosaviku. Korovga. Bork. Kushipom. Lisakadapu. Sila. Hogoji.
Wow, once Folk started applying himself, he's really helping with the customers.
Gotta.
Shifu. Sonia Ledo Boja.
He was about to buy something and then he changed his mind.
No, I
lost her. So, Bryce wants to throw a party for Helois, and Helois doesn't want one, so we'll see. I think I might actually have him throw one. Because I feel like the parents are more likely gonna do what they want. We don't really have any friends, but we'll invite the neighbors to come, and then the captain, hopefully, and we'll see if any of them will show up. Oh, good. So Allison and Elaine. Allison and Elaine decided to come for the birthday party, so that's good. We're gonna unlock some things so they can actually be a part of the house for now. Oh, Helois is gonna age up and no one's gonna be there to watch her. Oh. Let's see if we can get Bryce to run up. Come on, Bryce, you're gonna miss it. Gerard's gonna see. Oh my gosh, her hair. Yay, Helois. Let's take a look at her. She's a cute little thing. Got the typical Redwood nose. So I can't sell anything, and I probably shouldn't sell their baby stuff anyway, because you never know if they end up having another one. So I'm gonna throw it into the mom's inventory, and then we'll just go ahead and put a bed right next to them.
Oh, voilà des little boys. Essayez de moi.
Concha. Soufflé?
Les bois.
One time.
I know, I'm sorry, Isabel. You keep not rolling anything I can help you with. Let's see. Oh, everyone's bathing. She can't go use the restroom.
Oh.
Oh.
Everyone's in the bathroom. Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, Allison. Allison's like, I have to pay. He wants to play some darts. Let's have him do that. It's hard enough to get their wants around here, so let's do what we can. Oh, and you know what? Since she aged up, we need to randomize a trait for her. So let's go ahead and grab that. Options, turn on notifications, add trait to Helois. So she got the unlucky trait. Couple of unlucky. Who else was unlucky? Let's see. So Helois is unlucky, and I think, yeah, Folk is unlucky. Oh, so we're gonna have her come join. Oh yeah, so we have Helois is gonna show how we game. Someone has to be. Yay, it was a good time. So the rest of them are probably just gonna work their way into sleeping, so I'll see you in the morning. See if we end up with a baby. Oh, thank goodness, okay. I left the baby chimes on. I like to know right away if they're gonna have a baby or not. So. Alright, so while they are getting ready, I just wanted to tell you guys, while they're just getting their needs up and everything, I rolled for their specific activities that they like to do within their hobbies for the ones that we know what they like to do. So for Folk, we already know that's the one that is restaurant guides, but he doesn't know how to read or write. Oh my gosh, she's all dressed nice. Why didn't you dress nice for darts, you goof? Anyway, so for Tibby, she likes arts and crafts, but anyway, so she likes to take pictures, Tibby does, but I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna incorporate that into the medieval era. I need to see if I have a default replacement for the camera or something. And then Gerard likes sports, but he specifically likes soccer. Bryce likes kicky bag within the sports criteria. Jeanette likes nature, but she specifically likes to watch the clouds, so we're gonna have her do that while she waits for breakfast to be ready. Jeanette likes to watch the clouds, which is gonna be a very dangerous hobby for her. Whenever someone has... Oh god. Oh god. Ah. So I have a mod that makes fires a lot worse. I'm really hoping that this ends out. This is okay. Help me. Move out of the way. Move. Fuck. No. You need to move. You're gonna die if you don't move. Please move. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my gosh. I have a mod that makes fires a lot worse, so I was really scared there. Okay, so thank goodness they have a fire alarm, and they're able to have that because the military barracks, remember? So. And they need to hurry up and open their business. They're all starving though. Alright, stop watching the clouds, please. Don't die. So, like I was saying before I was distracted there, Sims who like to watch clouds or stargaze are at high risk of getting smushed by satellites, so I always am concerned for those Sims. I've had Sims die before in other hoods because that was their hobby and I let them do it. Alright, let's have Folk open the business since he's able to. Oh crap. Hold on, I gotta lock the doors. Hold on, everyone's gonna go for coffee. No, 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 no. Dang it, this is why you needed to not come in here in the first place. There we go. Alright, let's get that locked again before anyone gets stuck in the house. Alright, she's gonna come and dig. She's available. I was like, wait, I need someone to dig still. Let's have her do it. Gerard, you're so nice. Playing with your sister. He wants to go to a community lot. I'm gonna let him once they actually have a community lot. They just don't really have one right now. I'm so glad that Helois likes to clean. She is making the house look so much nicer.
What? Look, was it? Women?
What's Tibby up to? Tibby's gonna go mine again. Some grilled cheese. Oh, let's have her play darts. She can play darts with Helois, because Helois doesn't have too much to do. Folk needs to start helping with the business, as he should be, instead of getting coffee. Right, how about you come and start digging? Let's fill in that and dig for treasure. It's the only way you guys are gonna have the ability to pay the treasury. Look how much money they have. They have 1 day left in fall and $563. Oh, Lillian's gonna come buy some stuff, yay. And Folk can come be the cashier instead of drinking coffee. No. I don't know why sometimes I can tell customers to leave and then other times I can't. I would love if someone might be able to explain that. Because I have no idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell the rocks that are in the inventory just because that's something that we can just sell without having to worry about it. I don't know if anyone else has been digging. She did, yeah, that's right. Oh, she wasn't into it. Oh, no. Sandy Broody. Oh, it's fish lips. She actually looks kind of nice, to be honest, in this. Alright, we're gonna have you close the business. Let's have him just fill that in. He's not gonna do any more digging since the business is closed, but they, are just gonna close up shop. I don't know if Lily and Linton bought anything. Oh, she did. Hurry up, be the cashier. Lily Linton has money to spend. So they're actually in a better spot than what they have been. I think they had a better sell day than they did yesterday, which is good because holy cow, they were struggling. I think they're figuring out a little more how to sell to the customers than they were the first day. You need food. You're gonna have food. She wants her first kiss. I might have her kind of fool around with the townie, but she's gonna have to do that once there's the community lot, because that is definitely not approved of, especially by our family. So they'll have to figure out a way to sneak around a little bit. Oh, poor Helois was so tired. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning where we're gonna start figuring out how much they owe. Alright, so it is the next morning. It is officially winter day 1, so another holiday here. Of course, we'll play through the holiday next time we're with the Redwood family. For now, I am working on summoning over the Royal Treasury so that we can pay our dues. I did go ahead off camera to, here we go, got free sparrow. So we are going, oh, do I have, oh crap, I don't have a wallet controller. Alright, so Godfrey Sparrow's here. We can start giving him his money off screen. I calculated everything. So for the mining, they ended up getting 1,968 for the digging for treasure, I mean. So 1968, and they actually have an 80% tax on what they found from mining. Just because it's double what the income tax is, and peasants owe 40% normally, so they definitely barely got any sort of income from that. So they owe 1,574 just from the antiquities, and then they owe $500 just for the general rent of being able to live where they're at and under the Royal Treasury. And I need to calculate this last bit. So they earned $964 total just from their mining business. So let's do the 40% tax here, which is $385. So let's go ahead and add all of that together here. So 385, 1574, and 500 in rent. Holy cow, so they barely made any money at all. So they owe 2,460 simoleons. So Treasury is definitely gonna have enough for the first community lot after this. So after everything, the Redwoods have 475 simoleons in their bank. Just want to say thank you for watching. Thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested. Thanks!